Hi, I'm Geneva, and I've had an oral device for approximately, I would think now about 9 weeks actually. And I got it because of atrial fibrillation, very rare amount of it, but it was enough that the doctors couldn't figure out why I was having it. And they kept telling me that I needed to do a sleep study, and I kept saying, no, I don't. I don't snore. So
Was
anyway, I finally did it, and it was a small amount, but it was enough that it really changed my life on there.
so
So
it was a small amount of sleep apnea.
correct,
Right,
correct,
right
and
on.
a small amount. It was not a lot of atrial fibrillation, but if you've ever had it, a little amount is a lot. So you do not want to have that in your life, and that can lead to other heart issues. And as we know, sleep is very important. And I thought I was sleeping, but I wasn't, not compared to what I do now. So
Yeah, well, I mean, you are not alone in that. So atrial fibrillation, that's pretty, I mean, I don't have it, but it gets scary, huh?
yeah, and a lot of people do have it. Unfortunately, mine is not one that I can function with. So when I have it, I'm literally down, where a lot of people just live with it, but I can't. So that was one of the reasons the doctors were trying to figure out. I mean, even if I only had it once a year, that was once a year, that was very scary for your heart rate to go up that fast. And mine, they kept asking me, please do this. And I mean, seriously, it was probably 2 years before I agreed to have a sleep study. And I have not even had a bleep of a fast heart rate probably since the second week I started the sleeps. I mean,
That's
it's been amazing. I
awesome.
sleep like, I mean, I do not take supplementals any longer to sleep, which were just, over the counter, but still, I don't take any of that. My favorite story is when I usually get in bed, it normally takes me an hour to go to sleep, probably, because I'm probably not sleepy enough. Now, when I get in bed, sometimes I'll wake up like, say if I go to bed at 10, I'll wake up at 11:30, and I literally think it's 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm almost drugged. I'm so asleep. And I love that because now I no longer take naps. I have tons of energy. I've been exercising more. And I love that because now I no longer take naps. I have tons of energy. I've been exercising more. It truly has changed my life. And I
That,
think everybody should have a sleep study because you never know what's gonna, especially when you're 60, but even if you have any kind of issues, it really, I mean, and my husband has done it. He never snores, he never gasps for breath. I get to sleep all night because he's not snoring. So it's great because I did not snore. So there you go. You can have it without snoring. I have not had any atrial fibrillation since I started. I have not had any rapid heart rate where I've had to stop and look at my Apple Watch. I have not had anything. I just am normal since I started the using the appliance. Yes. And I would not get the CPAP. And I did not want to take the test because I didn't want to wear a mask. So I was one of those that wore the mask all the time during COVID. I'm over it. I'm done. And y'all, the sleep study that you provide is so easy with the little finger deal with that company that it's nothing. I mean, it's so easy to do. And I have two friends who are coming to y'all now because they couldn't believe it
oh
that,
yes.
one of them hasn't been able to sleep and I don't know how long. And she just like takes drugs, to sleep. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to go do this. She just got it set up and just did her test. And now she's
Oh,
going to sleep better, Austin.
oh, that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
there are so many people just think like, oh, this is just how it's got to be, like I
Right.
just can't sleep. I'll take some drugs. And I don't blame them because that's kind of the only thing you hear out there, which is one of
Right.
the main reasons we're doing this is try to get exactly what you're doing, more people to know that like, yeah, maybe pills aren't always the right answer. You know what I mean?
Right. Even the supplementals. I mean, yeah, it's over the counter, but who wants to be, have to have those all the time? And I can't even tell you that I still find it so amazing. I look forward to going to bed. I put my appliance on, I get in that bed, and for myself, I'm sure it's not for everybody, but within 10 minutes, I am out, if that long, because I have woken up to like go to the restroom or something, and I think it's in the middle of the night, and it's 20 minutes since I've gotten in bed. That's amazing. Okay. I did not want to get a sleep test because I did not want to end up with a CPAP. I did not want to take the test with a mask on. And when I realized that it wasn't, and when my doctor kept asking me to please do it, I thought, okay, just let me do it. And when I found out what kind of test it was, I was happy to do it. And then I got my husband to do it. Yes, I did think that a sleep test was something that you had to go. We have a sleep clinic right down the street from us, and I would drive by there and just, like I'm never going there. So I don't even know how people can sleep in another bed. I mean, when it's not their own bed, you want to make sure that you're comfortable. And that's exactly what I thought. I thought it was going to be totally different. Most people think that. I have people come up to me constantly and say, "Oh, you went to that sleep lab?" I'm like, "Yeah, in my bed." No, there is no sleep lab. So that is what really needs to get out there, I think.
Yeah,
Something I was going to tell you, after you finish everything, they want you to do another sleep test. And so I was kind of reluctant on it. And it is now the one I am getting ready to do. It's not a mask, but it's the cannula with,
yeah,
something around your chest, which
yeah.
I didn't even do that at the beginning. I've been with Night Owl the whole time. But, my insurance paid. So what I said to the Sleep Better Austin was, I said, if I have to pay for it, I'm not going to do it because
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
perfect.
better.
I mean, yeah, well, my insurance paid for it. So I went ahead and so I'm going to be doing that, and that'll be my last sleep study.
Oh,
So
awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
I can't wait to see the results on that one for
Yeah, I
sure.
know. Me too. Me
Yeah,
too. I'm
that'll
really
be
excited
interesting.
about that. Right.
So can you tell
Right.
me a little bit more about like the difference of trying to go to sleep before and after?
Yes. Before I had my sleep appliance, I felt like I had actually restless leg syndrome. I think I just got into bed and I wasn't comfortable and I wasn't sleepy, and probably because I'd taken naps during the day too. And then after, it was just totally different. I mean, I honestly realized it probably the fourth night after using the sleep appliance. And then when I found the sweet spot on the sleep appliance, I knew exactly where it was. Even when I
Amazing.
went to see you guys, I told the girl before she told me, I want to tell you where the sweet spot is. And she was like, okay. And then when I did, she was like, you're exactly right. I said, that's where I sleep perfect. And so we moved it back, and yeah, it's great.
How did you know that that was the sweep side? Because it's interesting that you're like, I already know. How did you know?
Um, I knew because it was very comfortable in my mouth. I had no issues. I popped it in. I went to sleep. I didn't wake up till the next day. And then when you move them, you have to move it up each week. And the next week it was not uncomfortable, but it was a little bit not as comfortable. And so I thought, well, let's give it the week. I'm a perfect patient. And I still slept, but I could just tell it was a little bit off. And then she popped that back to exactly where I told her, and she knew it because she saw it on. I mean, that's what was so awesome. You get to sit there and see on her computer, this is how you slept. This is the sleep apnea that you had. That week that I was a 3, it was nothing. There was 0 sleep apnea. So
So that's
that's
how
what
you
we're
knew.
going for.
Yeah.
Right. That's how I knew. And that's how
Yeah.
she knew.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I love that practice. Like, it's almost seeing it in real time. It's pretty cool.
That's exactly right.
So you
It
mentioned
makes it
naps.
real.
There you go.
I'm,
Yep. I couldn't have said it better myself. You mentioned
yeah.
naps before. Were you taking naps before you started using your old device?
Yes. And I'm a napper and I love to nap. And I still nap on Sunday. But instead of, a 2-hour nap on the couch, I lay there for probably 30 minutes and shut my eyes. During the week, I never nap. And as a matter of fact, one of my great stories of having energy was about 4 weeks after I got the appliance. I was going on a very fast paced trip to London, a chick trip. And we absolutely were going to be going from morning till night. And I knew that I had to keep up. I not only kept up, I was probably ahead of those 40-year-olds. And the lady that I went with, too, she was a little bit younger than me, and I could tell I was dragging her around. So I was really proud of that because usually I'd be the one that said, I've got to go back to the hotel and take a nap, but I didn't. But in 2 weeks of that is amazing.
That is really amazing. And you must have
It
felt
is.
just so great walking, going on the trip and being like, I'm the one that's taking the lead on this. That must have felt great.
Right,
That's
right,
amazing.
right. Yeah.
So afterwards, no naps. Like, what else are you seeing? Anything?
I have been working out more, so I have noticed more inches lost, clothes fitting better, being able to go to the gym and work out, walk on the treadmill for 45 minutes and then keep going. I've really enjoyed that. It has really, I'm doing a lot more activities than I did before.
That's awesome. And you weren't able to do that to that level before previously?
Exactly. I was not able to do a lot of things just because I was tired and probably more out of shape because I wasn't exercising and walking a lot. And now I probably walk. I mean, I'm 65 years old. I probably walk 12 to, if I'm on vacation, 18,000 steps. So I'm moving. My one friend who went, I said to her, it is a 2-night, super easy sleep study with tape on your finger, and it is amazing. Uh, It will change your life in 2 nights. And then you go and you have your appliance done. But I'm sorry, if you can't you need to give 2 nights just to go see what you need to do. And that's what I told her. Please call your doctor and get it set up. And so I've had several friends who have done that. And
Worth the money that you spent?
oh my goodness, it was so worth the study. I even said to my husband, if I lost this or broke it, I don't care how much it cost, I would go get another one right now because that was so worth it. I mean, what is your health worth? Your health is, I really feel like my blood pressure, I didn't even mention that, has the bottom number has come down 3 to 5 points in the last 3 weeks from being on it for so long. That was another thing. I don't really have high blood pressure, but it was a little bit high
Mhm.
and it is normal.
That's incredible. Yeah, and there's a lot
That's
of people that
another,
see that. Yeah. And that's, I mean,
yes,
how much time does that put onto your life? There's no really way to say, but
right,
it's
right,
adding time to your life, and the time that you have is going to be better. That's what it's all
right.
about. That's what it's
That's
all about.
exactly right. Yeah, that is totally what it's all about, because you have to be able to spend some money for your health, because we all know we spend money for everything else.
I couldn't have said it better myself. When people tell us like
Yeah,
they don't want to get treatment, I'm kind of because of money, I'm kind of like, this is probably about the much amount you spend on coffee in a month. Like
right, right,
you're right. We spend
exactly,
money on all sorts of stuff. So, well,
right.
Geneva, once again, you have made my day. It's twice. We've got
Well,
something coming in the mail for you in the next couple of days, hopefully. So that shows up at your house just to say thank you. Like this was
oh,
amazing, and I know your story is going to resonate with people. We're going to try to get it to show up because you can sometimes on Facebook and other things get things to show up in a region. So we're going to try to get it to show up around Horseshoe Bay and get some people out
yeah.
there to see it. So this could directly impact people, or if that
Oh, yeah.
and if people say they saw you on something, you'll know where it was from.
Sure, sure. Well, it is. I mean, I love it. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for the science that you guys have done to make a sleep appliance, because I would have never done it any other way. And I would have been missing out on a lot of things. Can
Well
make me
said.
tear up.
Yeah, well said. 'Cause